Okay, so I'm going to research on a free website, the Legal Information Institute. You could also do it on one of the official government websites listed in the book. The process is the same. And then I'll research it on Lexis. So here I already put in unfair or deceptive trade practices into the search bar. And then it pulls up a lot. And any great technique for research would say after you research, you want to then use the filters. So here I'm filtering the results to just the United States code. And then I'll kind of read here. And I just researched this. I clicked on this one, and there wasn't any great prohibition or anything. But then I read this one here from the Federal Trade Commissions Act, and it was promising. It led to this unfair methods of competition, unlawful. And so I clicked on that, and it said unfair methods of competition in or affecting commerce and unfair or deceptive acts or practices in or affecting commerce are hereby declared unlawful. So this is the statute that prohibits it. It is Title 15 of the United States Code, Section 45. That would be the citation I would put in for my answer under number 3. Now let's do that same thing in Lexis. If I just put in unfair deceptive trade practices and I search, I now need to filter out quite a bit. If I had scrolled right to the statutes, if I go federal United States Code, now I'm in just the United States Code, it's a whole lot easier. I can just search here. But just in case you went to the search bar, I just want to show you, you'd click on statutes and legislation over here, and then that's giving you some state stuff. So then you would want to go even more and go to the jurisdiction of the United States federal. Basically, you need to keep filtering until you get to exactly what you need. Or not what you need, but until you get to a manageable amount of things to look for. We're still at way over 10,000. So if I go to sources here, so basically you just keep filtering until you get something that is workable. But I want to go to United States Code. So I want Lexis to tell me just where I can find unfair, deceptive trade practices in the United States Code. And once I filter through everything, then I get that same statute we just found over here on this free website, 15 U.S. 45. But see, I had to do quite a bit more. I had to filter quite a bit. If I had just gone right to it on the free website or right to it on Lexis or Westlaw, it would already pre-filter a lot of that junk out. So if I look at it on Lexis here, you'll see that the text is identical to the free website we were just looking at moments ago. Okay, and here is that identical text, unfair methods, blah, 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 unfair deceptive trade practices. Okay, so now getting to number 4 in the practice is to parse it out. And so for that, I really like to just throw it into Word or some word processor, and you can parse it out and physically make make a separation and separate the different parts of it. So when I did that, I didn't realize there were 2 different subsections in this clause. There's a section for competition and a subsection for practices. So we're obviously talking about practices. Selling an app that's highly addictive would be a practice. So we've got these new questions, new research leads. Is it unfair to create a highly addictive app, for a foreign country than to sell it in another country? Is it deceptive for them to do that? Is it a practice or an act? Yes, those are clearly met. Unfair, deceptive, that's still a question. These are research leads I need to follow up on. Is a foreign country creating a highly addictive app in or affecting commerce? That's a question. I don't know. So by parsing it out, I now know we have 1 issue. Was it unfair? 2, is it deceptive? 3, is it affecting? So now to get to number 5, that would be, we're going to focus just on commerce here, but we'll go and define it. So let's look at the definition section. So going to our free website here, I can go to this table of contents they have up here and click on this, and I see that we're in 45, and here under 44 is the definition section. And sure enough, they define commerce. So pause the video and just kind of read this definition of commerce. You probably found it, and so maybe you don't need to pause it. But when I read this definition, I thought they broke the rule. You're not supposed to use the word in defining it. It means commerce. Commerce means commerce. Yeah, that's nice. Anyway, so this definition is not helpful for answering the question whether an app is part of commerce, because it's virtual, right? But it's something that is sold in the United States, so perhaps it is. We don't know from this definition. Let me just show you the same thing on Lexis. You'd click on table of contents, and the table of contents would show you how to get to the definition section, which I just did over there. And we have the same definition. So all in all, the definition does tell us that it does include foreign nations. So that part is answered. But it does not tell us definitively whether an app is part of commerce. So we would need to go to step 4 of the research process and look in case law. See all these citing decisions? I bet in these citing decisions, it will tell us the answer. But for now, we've done our full analysis in the statute, and we've found everything that we could possibly find here. And we know we've exhausted it, and now it's time to move on to case law. Okay, see you back in the book.